I really don't know where to start. Is this one working? کہ دونوں کام کر رہے ہیں. Is that right? Yeah, I don't like to stand. پوڈیم کے پیچھے چھپنے میں مزہ نہیں آتا. So I really don't know where to start. I mean, you know, I have attended a lot of ceremonies. Those that know me, I travel all across the world, talking at a wide variety of conferences, but never have I received a welcome of the kind that I received today. یہ تو بھائی اس طرح کی چیز تو شہنشاہوں کے لیے ریزرو ہوتی ہے. تو I am so full of gratitude, and you know, it just makes me so happy when I come to NED College, and you know, especially I see so many young faces here. You know, again, those that know me know I travel all across the world, especially going to universities and meeting young people. So, and I think it just brings me incredible happiness to associate with my old friends, associated with all the professionals that represent our work, and especially the young children. So مجھے ایک دن میں کسی فنکشن میں گیا ہوا تو اسی طرح تو ایک بھائی صاحب میرے پاس آئے. وہ کہتے ہیں اشرف صاحب یہ جو آپ اتنے خوش رہتے ہیں اٹس ناٹ نارمل. اتنا خوش رہنا جو ہے یہ کوئی گڑبڑی ہے. تو یو شوڈ سیک پروفیشنل ہیلپ. تو پہلے تو میں سمجھا مذاق کر رہا تھا, لیکن ہی واز ایکچولی سیریس. تو میں نے پھر میرے تو یو نو آئی جسٹ تھاٹ اباؤٹ اٹ. تو ایک میرے پرانے دوست ہیں, a lot of you may know him. He was a postdoc scholar in Berkeley when I went there in 1969. Tanveer Basti naam hai, and he was the younger brother of or older brother of Rizwan Basti, and many of you know Rizwan Basti from he used to read the news. उनकी बहुत मशहूर मूवी थिएटर्स में जब आप जाते थे सीक्रेट ऑफ योर शाइनिंग शूज कीवी बूट पॉलिश का इश्तिहार हुआ करता था. तो उनको मैंने I told him, I said, you know, somebody said that there may be something wrong with me. So he says, no, there's a reason why you are so happy all the time, you know. And he said, when you double the number of friends in your own age group, your happiness essentially doubles. Okay. Then he says, if you double the number of friends in the next generation down, which is generation number 2, your happiness doubles again, but to the power of 2. Yani ke chaugni ho jati hai. And if you go to the third generation, so it's 2 to the power of 3, which is 8 guna. So, अब मेरे जो दोस्त हैं, क्योंकि I have been around 55 years in the profession, and I make so many friends with young people, so I actually have friends in the 5th generation. See, so if I am able to raise the number of friends by 10%, so it's 1.1 raised to the power of 5, it gets to be a pretty big number pretty fast. So that is the reason why I'm so happy, is because of you, because of the younger generation. So when I come to events like this, yes, then, you know, I just want to connect with people in the younger generation, not to say that I don't want to make friends in my own generation, but there's very few left that I'm not friends with already. So usko double karna zara mushkil hi hai, you know. So, but that's why I'm here, is I go to these events fundamentally to meet old friends and to make new friends. And fundamentally to celebrate I'm here to celebrate our history. I have such an incredible history with this university. The 4 years I spent here were the best years of my life, you know. And you know, I mean, I want to talk about that, but pehle to I just want to say this is a celebration. It is a celebration. I mean, kya tamasha lagaya aap logon ne? I mean, ghoda gaadi mein mujhe bitha ke laaye. You know, when I was in the ghoda gaadi, constantly I was thinking, Bandar road se ki maadi meri chali re ghoda gaadi babu ho jana footpath par. I mean, that was constantly just ringing in my ear. I'm like, kya yaar, this is just amazing. So I'm here to celebrate. So celebration ke liye, sabse pehle to kuch battiyan honi chahiye. You need some glamour, you need some sparkles. So I'll have a little bit of a costume change here. All right. अब किसी ने इस जैकेट को छप्पर करने की कोशिश की तो आपको नाम बदलना पड़ेगा. तो भाई लोगों में कोई है जिनका नाम अशरफ है, तो उनसे मैं जरा बच के रहूं. Anyway, let me tell you a little bit about this jacket. You know, I think every keynote speaker should have a jacket like this. Because when you come to a conference or a convention wearing a jacket like this, you can basically say anything. क्योंकि लोग सुन नहीं रहे, लोगों का जो फोकस है वो ध्यान उनका जैकेट पर है, you know. और फिर of course you get invited everywhere. मुझे हर जगह, I mean, कल मैं हबीब यूनिवर्सिटी के कन्वेंशन का कीनोट स्पीकर था. ओ मैं तो स्ट्रक्चरल इंजीनियरिंग हूँ भाई, मैं लिबरल आर्ट्स यूनिवर्सिटी में क्या कर रहा हूँ. वो किसी ने कहीं ना कहीं जैकेट देख ली और बोला इसको बुलाओ. एंड दे डू दैट. वो हर वक्त इनवाइट करते हैं और खास कहते हैं कि अशरफ साहब आप आ रहे हैं, जैकेट जरूर लेके आना, यू नो. और फिर दे डोंट फॉरगेट यू. मुझे कई दफा एक दफा मैंने किसी हाई स्कूल के ग्रेजुएशन में 25 साल पहले, I mean, at least 15 years ago, I was their keynote speaker. High school का बच्चा, you know, he was probably 17 or 18. वो 20 साल गुजर गए तो मैं ग्रोसरी स्टोर में खड़ा था, खरीदा तो आया मेरे पास, hey, I remember you. You're the guy with the jacket. नाम क्या है, किस लिए, क्यों. और फिर the trouble I have to go through to get through this through security. Security वाला देखता है, कहता है okay, you have wires, you have switches, you have batteries, your name is Habibullah, and you think there's not a problem. Anyway, so एक दफा तो दुबई में एक मोहतरमा ने बिल्कुल बैग से निकलवा के उतरवाया, कह रहा पहन के दिखाओ, you know. तो पहना मैंने, तो फिर I said, do you want me to turn the switch on? वो लाइन में जितनी पब्लिक खड़ी थी कहती है no. खैर I turned it on. और उसके बाद मैं जहाज में जाके बैठा, सामने बैठा हुआ था, तो जो भाई साहब पास से गुजरे हाथ मिलाए, कौन है, क्यों है, कोई फर्क नहीं, इसके पास जैकेट है. Anyway, so, but you see, I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to see there are so many female students in the organization now. ہمارے زمانے میں 3 لڑکیاں تھیں پورے کیمپس پہ, you know. And I tell you, it's something, you know, my mother was a mathematics professor in St. Joseph's College. My father taught mathematics at the military academy in Kakul. اور میں تھا ایک دم bogus. I mean, you know, I never had interest in studies. میرے میتھمیٹکس کا سب سے ہائی اسکور جو ہوتا تھا وہ شاید ارتھمیٹک میں تھا 20%. اس کے بعد جیومیٹری اور الجبرا میں 10 یا 2 یا 0, something like that. So my father would always say to me, you are such a disgrace to the Habibullah name. تیرا کیا بننے والا ہے, تو تو چمار بنے گا, you know. And it was, but I didn't really bother because I didn't really care. چمار بنے گا تو چمار بنے گا, ابھی تو مزے لے رہے ہیں, you know. I mean, I was not going to go and lie on a shrink bed, be completely mentally disturbed because my father thinks I'm going to be a chamar, you know. Lekin, my mother, one summer, she sat me down, she said, agle 2 saal tak, we are going to learn mathematics. And she taught me, all right? She taught me really well, you know. She taught me to the extent that I was really good at it, you know. And that's why I think if my mother saw, you know, she was such a believer in female education. I mean, she worked with Apwa for years, you know, and she would be so impressed and so happy that we have women in STEM, you know. And that's, to me, it's really heartwarming because, you know, the thing is, I was not a good student even after I entered NED college. پہلے سال میں میری 2 سپلیمنٹریاں تھیں اور میں تو گرامر اسکول سے آیا تھا, ہائر سینئر کیمبرج کر کے. آئی یوز ٹو تھنک میں کچھ بڑا ہی شاندار آدمی ہوں کہ یہ سارے تو چمار ڈی جے کالج سے آئے ہیں, میں تو جی گرامر اسکول سے آیا ہوں. پہلے ہی سال میں جھٹکا لگا, you know, کہ I mean, for reality, I'm not really that good, you know. But, you see, psychologists will tell you that you do not learn by being told. You learn by absorbing the environment, okay? So that is what the NED environment meant, okay? Because, just let me tell you what the final result was. First year mein supplementary, third year mein top of the university. Now, usme mera kamal nahi hai. I'll tell you the reason, you know. Aur uski basis pe I actually got accepted at Berkeley, and in Berkeley they didn't even ask me ke bhai tere final year ke grade kya hai. Unhone kabhi aaj tak mere se pucha nahi bhi tu graduate bhi hua tha ke nahi. Masters ki degree de di unhone, you know. But you see, when you go to a university like this, like I said, there are things that you learn without even knowing that you're learning them. One of the things that an engineering college gives you is that it teaches you how to think logically. You're problem solvers. You have to know how to think, okay? You learn that. And it's an incredibly powerful thing, you know. The other thing that I think the NED instructors really instilled in me was the willingness to learn. There were some instructors, to be honest, they were just your friends. وہ تو کلاس میں آتے تھے, گپے شپے مار کے چلے جاتے تھے, and you were left on your own to basically read up on the stuff. But they instilled in you the fact کہ بھئی یہ جا کے پڑھو, you know. You weren't dependent on them to teach you. So that was the second thing that, you know, you learned that. When you left the campus, you left with this thirst to learn. And you already had the capability to figure out what you were reading for yourself, understand complex things, because you had this capability to analyze. But the third thing which my friends gave me, and I think it was the biggest gift that I could have got. They taught me how to live out of my comfort zone. From the things that they made me do, you know, Urdu mein kehte hain na, besharam bana diya. So you're basically not scared to do anything, you know. लोगों को ये होता है ना कि you want to ask something from somebody and you're scared to ask क्या बोलेगा वो. You know, I mean, you know, even when I first wanted to start my company, I thought about it and I said, I'm going to talk about people, I'm going to start a company to develop software. And, you know, सारे कहते हैं कि जी, it won't work because professors develop software at universities and they give it away for free. You're going to starve on the streets, you know. And if I had actually listened to them, it made sense. But I was stupid. I said, I'm doing it anyway. So it you know, because you just have this, you have this no fear. और फिर हमारा कल्चर जो है ना वो जो सिखाता है कि मौला मालिक है जो होगा देखी जाएगी. You know, I have the best of both cultures. I have the best of the things that I got in this country, and I have the best of the things that I have in that country. But a lot of the things that I received here as the basis have been very, very effective, you know. You know, these are actually incredible times. You know, when I went to Berkeley years ago, I thought I was the luckiest person in the world. You know, we had just landed on the moon, computers were just getting started, all sorts of opportunities associated with that. But today I look at all of the opportunities that are available to young students. I mean, this is a most amazing time to be in college. It's the most amazing time to graduate. I mean, you have all of this stuff. Artificial intelligence, you know, robotics, synthetic biology. I mean, all these new things that are just so incredible, you know, solar power, 3D printing. I mean, you go on and on and on and on, you know. And with the expertise that a university like this has given you, where you are taught how to think logically, you know, you have this desire to learn new things, थोड़ी बेशर्मी पैदा कर लें. There is no limits. You see, अगर आप civil engineering में है ना, doesn't mean you have to stay in civil engineering because you have the talent to get into any one of these fields and actually understand it. And you know, the actual education that you have received are those three things that I've told you. The course content means nothing. You could take that expertise and go into 20 more 4-year segments and be an expert at everything. You still have 80 to 100 years ahead of you, maybe 150. I'm only 80 years old. Well, not 80 yet, but in 3 years, I will be 80. And I want to live another 100 years to see where all this stuff lands. And listen to this, you young ones. The biggest tragedy in life is not death. The biggest tragedy in life is coming to the end of your life and looking back at all of the opportunities that you missed because you were scared to step out of your comfort zone. At that point, you won't have to worry how you're going to die because that thought alone will kill you, you know? So try everything. You know, I didn't want to be a structural engineer. I wanted to be a rock star. When I was a teenager, oh my God, I would dream about going to America, putting Elvis Presley out of business and running away with Mary Tyler Moore, you know? But when it turned out that possibly would not be happening, you know, I became a structural engineer, you know. But it's been amazing. And I'm so glad, you know, it's given me the opportunity to make, I mean, our software is used in 160 countries, you know. And you know, we have no sales force. Nobody knocks on doors, say, bhai, hum aapko demo de sakte hain. It's people. It's the friends. We give free software to thousands of universities across 160 countries. People use our software in research, and you know, during the pandemic, while everybody was shutting down, 4,600 new companies started using our software. And you know who those people are? Those people are you, young people that go into new offices where they find a job, they look at what they're using and they say, hey, if you use this thing, I will hit the ground running because I was trained in it. And they buy one copy. You know, they've got the foot in the door. They see how amazing it is. They buy 100, and pretty soon the whole company is using it. Life is about people, and life is about friends. We are who we are because of our friends. And this nation, this profession, starting with this organization, this university, has given me the capability to make friends in 160 countries. And that is why I'm confident that I'm confident this is only the beginning. Life is, we have to learn. You know, I was very, very lucky. I grew up in a family that was very large. My mother had 11 brothers and sisters, you know. We would have people would be crowded in our house all the time, you know. And it was very frustrating to deal with that because you had to wait to go to the bathroom, you know. But you see, you learned that people can be frustrating and annoying, but you also learned that people were beautiful. And you learned how to interact with them. You learned how to tolerate them. Because, you know, there are three things that we usually like to have, okay? Every human being has three desires. You want to be healthy, you want to be happy, and you want to be rich, all right? Now, I know you young people, you're thinking, hey, don't worry about my health and happiness, just make me rich, I'll take care of the rest, you know. But I'm going to tell you anyway because it's the same thing that matters. All of these three things need people, okay? There's a research report published by Harvard University talking about happiness. They've done a survey that they started 80 years ago, and they're still doing it among those people. They picked up and they followed them through their lives as to what their habits were and how happy they were. And you know what they found out? They found out that the happiest people were those, not the ones that didn't smoke, not the ones, the healthiest, not the ones that didn't smoke, not the ones that didn't work, that worked out, and not the ones that actually had a good diet. The happiest people, the healthiest people were those that had the most close and meaningful personal relationships. That's how powerful it is, okay? Okay, let's talk about happiness. That was health. The healthiest were those that had personal relationships. For those of us that study human psychology, which is none of you guys because you're engineers, but if you did, you would find out that happiness comes from hormones, serotonin and oxytocin. If I have time, I will talk a little bit about that, but just take my word for it. They are from two hormones that are basically injected into your system every time you do something that nature intends you to do, okay? And those are the things that keep you happy. Now, nature intends you to empower other people. That's why it feels good when you help somebody. Nature intends you to have human relationships. That's why it feels good when you hug somebody, all right? Just simple stuff. But in order to get those two hormones going, you have to empower a human being, so you need a person. You have to hug a person, so you need a human being. They need human beings. So happiness also needs human interaction, all right? And then you want money. There's another research report that is 100 years old that says only 15% of your financial success is based upon your technical knowledge. Yani jahan jo kuch aap kar rahe hain na, it's only 15% of your financial capability. Not that you won't make a good living, but if you studied a little bit more about your human engineering or human psychology, human chemistry, you could raise your income 700%. They call it human engineering. And what human engineering basically is your ability to lead people, your ability to show them direction so they can make something of their lives, your ability to inspire them so they will do more than you expect them to do, or they will do much, much more than they would have if they had never met you. And then your ability to have influence over them, where they like you so much that they will just willing to do things for you without you even asking them to do it. So everything involves people. And in this day and age, human interaction and loneliness is just an epidemic. Human interaction is at its lowest. It was bad anyway. The pandemic made it worse. I mean, if you look at CSI, I get a lot of credit for this whole video that was there, all this amazing stuff that CSI does, and I know we're amazing. We're absolutely incredible. We're the top of the field. But you see, like I said, it takes a certain level of stupidity to start something that's never been done before, right? I started it. But for it to last 50 years, now that's genius. That's genius. But the genius is not embedded in me. It's embedded in all the people that use the software, all the people that work at CSI, all the people that use it in their research and education, and all the people that have goodwill towards us. When you have 1 billion people out there that have goodwill towards you, nature has a tendency to respond. But it comes from giving, comes from sharing, I mean, my attitude towards money is that only the money that you spend or give away is really yours. The rest is sitting in the bank, waiting for you to die, so that somebody else can spend it, right? I remember saying this to my accountant. He says, that makes absolute sense, but I never thought about it that way. But you see, that's the problem. But you see, to live out of your comfort zone, I mean, like I said, I have so many, whenever I come to Karachi, I have so many incredible memories. So many incredible memories. Just to drive across Chandmari Pul, I don't know what it's called now. It used to be called Chandmari Pul. It's right there, that bridge near PADC house. Huh? Lovers Bridge है, actually it was kind of Lovers Bridge even back then. उससे कूदती थी लव. I remember that, yeah. And just Bunce Road, Khani, oh my God, Khani. I mean, पैराडाइज सिनेमा जब है नहीं, उसके कोने में एक तरफ को गन्ने का रस बिका करता था. अभी भी है, क्या बात है, you know. हाँ, पास बिल्कुल. रीगल सिनेमा के छोले, क्या बात है. और बंस रोड के कबाब. I mean, these were the things that we did. And you know, like you go there, I mean, just driving by the campus with the chimney and all, I mean, it's just like it feels like you're still living. You imagine all that stuff that, I mean, every time I see a person riding by on a motorbike with some guy sitting back, it reminds me that used to be me with a motorbike, you know. And we would just go and eat all the time. That's all we did was eat, you know. वहाँ होते थे बुंदू खान, वो बंस रोड के रेस्टोरां, वो दूध मिलाई के मर्तबान और अफ्रेस्को की दुकान, वो कुल्फी खीर कबाब और नान थे सब बीमारी के सामान. ओ बाबू हो जाना फुटपाथ पर, और बंदर रोड से की माड़ी मेरी चली रे घोड़ा गाड़ी, बाबू हो जाना फुटपाथ पर. You know, now that's the thing about singing. You know, singing connects you with. I know that, you know, some places I go, वो कहते हैं जी CEO आ रहा है, CEO आ रहा है, और जनाब वो आपसे बात करेगा कंप्यूटर की. अच्छा, तो I get up there and I do this, okay? तो पिछली दफा जब मैं आया था एनईटी कॉलेज में, तो I did this. तो प्रेस थी वहाँ, प्रेस भाई लोगों, आप लोग हो यहाँ, जरा मेरी बात सुनना. हाँ, अभी आहेर, जरा आप गौर से फरमाएं. तो प्रेस वाले ने जनाब अखबार में आ गया कि भाई अमेरिकन CEO आया था, वो स्टेज पे चढ़ गया, नशे में धुत था. तो मैंने बोला यार बड़े, क्योंकि I guess he was expecting that this man should stand behind the podium and say, good evening gentlemen, I am so da 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 da. तो मैं तो नाच नूच के उनको अच्छी तरह, you know, तो उनके लिए मैं कहता हूँ कि भाई साहब, जब आपको एनईडी की पुरानी यादों का नशा हो, जब आपको एनईडी की पुरानी दोस्तों का नशा हो, और जब आपको मोहम्मद रफ़ी के गानों का नशा हो, तो आपको भंग और चर्स के नशे की जरूरत नहीं होती. हाँ, मैं नशे में हूँ, और बहुत खतरनाक किस्म के नशे में हूँ, क्योंकि उसके लिए भी मोहम्मद रफ़ी जाते जाते कह गया है, मुझे दुनिया वालों शराबी न समझो, मैं पीता नहीं हूँ, पिलाई गई है. जहाँ बेखुदी में कदम लड़खड़ाए, वो एनईडी की राह दिखाई गई है. ओ ओ ओ ये प्रेस में जरूर लिखना. अच्छा, but you see, that's what we did. We sang. Like I said, I had no interest in studies. You know, my interest was food, जैसे बताया. Clothes. जनाब मेरे वहीद मुराद के बाल थे मेरे, दिलीप कुमार की चाल थी. अब तो ना चाल रही ना बाल रहे. दिल अभी भी जिंदा है, बेफिक्रमंदी रखें. अभी तो 100 साल और जीना है, अभी तो सिर्फ 80 साल के भी नहीं हुए. تو یہ کیا ہے؟ Are you kidding me? وہ ٹائم کتنا ہے یار؟ ٹائم تو ختم ہو رہا ہے کہتے ہیں. وہ 30 منٹ تو پورے ہو گئے. تو میں تو سمجھ رہا تھی ابھی تو کیتلی چولہے پہ چڑھی ہے, ابھی پانی تو ابلنے دو. I mean, we can stop it here, really. I mean, I can go on forever because I have so many incredible memories associated with ہمارے مشاعرے ہوتے. یہ بے شرمی کا یہی حال ہوتا نا, مشاعرے ہوتے تھے, مشاعروں میں بھیجا جاتا تھا, اشرف حبیبullah تو جا. میرا شکیل حیدر ہوتا تھا دوست, وہ جانا. That's the thing. You see, when you get the capability of thinking out of having the power to think logically and to have this desire to learn, and you know how to live out of your comfort zone, you can do anything. ہمارے ایک شکیل حیدر صاحب تھے, وہ جناب NED سے چھٹی کر کے فورن سروس میں چلے گئے. وہ امبیسڈر آف USA, امبیسڈر آف فرانس, یہ وہ ان کا, وہ ہمارے کلاس روم کے شاعر ہوتے تھے. ان کے شعر آپ کو سناتا ہوں, کیا خطرناک شعر تھے. چھوٹی ڈبی ڈبی, بڑی ڈبی ڈبا. چھوٹی ڈبی ڈبی, بڑی ڈبی ڈبا, غوث خان کی ماں کا شوہر. غوث خان کی ماں کا شوہر, غوث خان کا ابا. ہے نا خطرناک شعر ہے کہ نہیں ہے؟ تو یہ ہماری جناب پھر آیا ہوں بڑی دور سے, امریکہ سے آیا ہوں بڑی دور سے, کھاتا ہوں پودینہ, تیرے حسن کی گرمی کھا کے میرا چھٹ گیا. ہاں کیا شعر ہے. پھر جب ہم NED میں تھے, 2 قسم کی قلتیں تھیں. ایک تو قلتیں سمجھتے ہیں نا آپ لوگ, ذرا مشکل الفاظ ہے, بڑا ثقیل ہے. قلتیں ہوتی ہیں شارٹیجز. 2 قسم کی شارٹیجز تھی. ایک تو پانی کی تھی, وہ تو سنا ابھی بھی ہے, اور دوسری تھی لڑکیوں کی, وہ ختم ہو گئی. تو اس کے میں اسی طرح میں شعر سنا رہا تھا. ایک بھائی صاحب NED کے اٹھ کے آئے کہ اشرف صاحب آپ کے لیے میرے پاس ایک شعر ہے اگلی کنونشن کے لیے. میں لے لیا, پڑھا اس کو. تو it was a reflection of the shortages we have in our lives at the time. تو اس میں فرماتے ہیں, بالٹی, پانی کی بالٹی ہے جس میں پانی بھرا ہوا ہے. وہ ہمارے فادر فوج میں ہوتے تھے نا, تو فوج میں یہی ہوتا تھا نا کہ آپ کو 1 بالٹی پانی دیتے تھے ہفتے بھر کی. اس میں آپ تو یا کھانا پکا لیں یا غسل کر لیں. تو خیر تو یہ بھائی صاحب غسل کر رہے تھے, بالٹی رکھی ہوئی انہوں نے پانی سے بھری ہوئی. تو فرماتے ہیں جی, پانی سے بھری بالٹی میں تیرا عکس دیکھتا ہوں. نہا رہے ہیں, عکس دیکھ رہے ہیں, اپنا نہیں کسی اور کا عکس دیکھ رہے ہیں. پانی سے بھری بالٹی میں تیرا عکس دیکھتا ہوں, پھر بالٹی ہلا کے تیرا رقص دیکھتا ہوں. یہ ہمارے NED بھائی لوگوں کی حالت تباشدگان تھی. آخری چیز, then I'll stop right after this. ایک اور, پھر they used to send us to music competitions. میوزک کمپٹیشن میں بھیجتے تھے, اشرف حبیبullah تو جائے گا. اچھا وہ میوزک کمپٹیشن میں جاؤ تو جناب کوئی بھائی صاحب وائلن لے کے آئے ہوئے ہیں, کوئی طبلے, کوئی پورا آرکیسٹرا, ہارمونیم, ڈھاج ڈھوج. اب ہم لوگ تو نالائق لوگ, نہ کوئی ذوق نہ کوئی شوق. تو ایک میرا دوست ہوتا تھا خالد تائی, ابھی بھی ہے, رہتا ہے کیلیفورنیا میں. تو وہ سولجر بازار جا کے ایک مٹکا خرید کے لاتا تھا. تو مٹکا وہ گود میں رکھتا تھا اور اس پہ وہ طبلہ بجاتا تھا. تو ہم نے کتنے کو, میرا خیال ہے کم سے کم 20 تو کیے ہوں گے میوزک کا, انٹر کالجیٹ میوزک کمپٹیشن. پہلے جھٹکے میں آؤٹ ہو جاتے تھے. وہ تو ہمارا مٹکا دے کے بولتے تم تو چلتے پھرتے نظر آؤ. لیکن ایک دفعہ ہم لوگ جیتے تھے بڑا زبردست. تو میں سوچتا ہوں وہ گانا آپ کو سنا دیتا ہوں, اس کے بعد پھر چل کے کھانا شانا کھائیں گے. اوکے چلیں. تو وہ تھا یہ, او میرے دھنگ باجے تیری کتی دھوم تاتا, میرے دھنگ باجے تیری کتی دھوم تاتا, ہو ناچے تے چھم چھم تتھئی تتا چھم چھم چانا نانا چھم چھم چانا نا, رام تا کام دھا 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 دھا. گرے گا گارے ما گا پا ما دا پا نی دا دا نی رے سا رے سا نی دا پا ما با دا نی سا رے سا نی دا پا ما با گا ما دے با گا ما رے سا مدھوبن میں رادھیکا ناچے رے سا 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 نی دا پا ما با دے با گا ما رے سا نی رے سا سا گا ما سا گا نی سا مدھوبن میں رادھیکا ناچے رے مدھوبن میں رادھیکا نا. او دے نا دے دے دا نی سا دھارے دھیم دھیم دا نا 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 دے دے دا نی سا دھارے دھیم دھیم دا نا 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 دے دے دا نی سا دھارے دھیم دھیم دا نا نا دے دے دا نی سا دھارے رم پم 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 پا. او دے تا نا دھر دے تا نا دھر دے 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 پم دے 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 رم پم 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 پا. دا تیری گرے تک دھم تیری گرے تک تیری گرے تا دا نی, دا تیری گرے تک دھم تیری گرے تک تیری گرے تا دا نی. دے دے دا نی سا او دے نا دے دے دا نی سا او دے نا دے دے دا نی سا دھارے دھیم دادا رے دھیم دادا رے دھیم. Now I just need a picture with every one of you for future reference. تاکہ 60 سال بعد جب آپ سے ملاقات ہو I can tell you, hey, remember when you were so young?
اگر کھڑے ہو کے بیک پہ ہو جائے تو تصویر سب کے ساتھ آ جائے گی. آپ یہاں آ جائیں, یہاں سے لے گا, یہاں سے فوٹوگرافرز ادھر سے پورے کراؤڈ کے ساتھ.
ہاں سیلفی بھی لینا ہے.